Sit down for a minute. Well, I've got the stuff in to finish the stocks, the stripper, the metal, little brass brushes and all that. Haven't got the long pin punches yet though to take the pump assemblies out of the pump tubes and not to mention get a hunk of PCV to fix the stupid chair so it doesn't keep sinking to the floor when I'm trying to talk. Look at the camera, I'm kind of going, Rrr. Anyway, I'm still waiting on the pin punches to take the pump tubes off the pump assembly and get it all apart. Get a pin tube inside of a pin tube. That's kind of dumb. What are you going to do? I'm going to show you the steps I usually go through. I did once again with the barrel and the trigger assembly parts and the rear sight and everything. I'm missing the elevation adjuster for that too. I gotta get one of those. It was missing in action. And here's the barrel after I stripped it. This thing, this is straight up and down where these flats are, where the sights go. This part here is tilted like that, and I can't move it. Like that. If anybody's got an idea if that thing's, if you can move that thing or not, then put a comment below. I'd love to hear how you adjust that dumb thing. Guys usually are trying to use JB welding and put the things back on there. I just want to tweak a little bit. It's stuck on there solid. I don't see any threads or nothing where you can move it. But you look through here and all, I did. It does have rifling, narrow rifling grooves though, and yeah, I got that cleaned out inside, and you can see right there. You might be able to see it better. There is a chamfer on the bore there. There's one on the barrel and one on the bore. And the one on the bore is done pretty well. And you can see it's still got some dark spots from the pitting. The heavy rust kind of pitted it a little bit. And I went over it with a piece of 400 grit emery paper. And it's starting to shine. There's some kind of marks right around here where something gripped it, or because it doesn't look like any kind of lettering. There's squares in the middle and then kind of rounded 30, 60, 90s on either side of that. Evenly spaced around right there. But anyway, got a start on that, so I'll show you how it's coming along here. And here I've got that tutor's glass filled up with a little of the rust and bluing remover. Figuring I let the green fairy do her thing on the small parts from inside the receiver and the rear sight, stuff like that, trigger parts. And right here I added another 1/4 to 3/16 of an inch of fresh fluid to kind of make it work a little better. And here is the bucket I rinse into with the water. After each one of these chemicals you have to rinse. And the gloves and Q-tips and stuff like that I used. And here's the clean water with a 3-ounce bathroom cup from Hefty. They're the white plastic Hefty ones. And after doing all of that, you can see here the end result with bluing. And if I'd have had a little trough to soak it in, I could have soaked a lot of that rust off of there. Where the bluing was there, though, you can see that the metal is actually kind of shiny. Comes out shiny right on both ends in the middle where the barrel band was, stuff like that. And here's the sandpaper I typically use, starting with 400 grit on the top. 400, 600, 800, and then 1000 through 2500 grit, all emery paper. A little coarser sandpaper on the left there, and Scotch-Brite pad on the right. Those come in really handy for wood and metal on these guns. And first off, here's the stuff we need to clean the barrel with. Brownell 7/8 inch round patches, Dewey cleaning ball bearing handle cleaning rod, and a brush and spear tip jag for 177 caliber. And here's the patches I took out of the barrel after I brushed it back and forth a couple of times. And what the green Scotch-Brite pad and paper towel look like after I got the looser rust off of there that the chemical had soaked loose. Makes it a little easier to get off. And there's what it looks like with the pitting that's left under the rust, where the rust took hold and started basically. Notch for the rear sight there. Another overall look at the barrel. It's about 1.5 inches shorter than the original Variant 1 barrel on my Power Master. It is rifled though, but the rifling is very... Okay, here's after the first round of 400 grit emery paper. You see the paper's all rusty. I think digging down in there and pulling that stuff out. That's still pretty nasty looking. But overall, better than it was. And here's after the second piece of 400 grit paper. I generally cut those sheets of emery paper into 4 equal pieces. So this is what it looks like after the second piece. Again, 400 grit. That was round 2. You can see I'm starting to get deeper into the metal there, getting through all the heavier spotting, I guess you'd call it. And here is round 3 of 400 grit. See, it's starting to shine a little bit. You just get nothing but small spots and gashes and scratches and such as that from a lot of wear and tear in garbage cans since April '98. And this is after the 4th piece of 400 grit. Looking pretty decent. Not perfect, but pretty darn good. A lot better than it did. And you can see, you can start to see my reflection in the metal there. Too much light in the room, so the flash didn't go off, even though I had it flipped up to slow things down a little bit, to, you know, f-stops and all that stuff. And here's after 600 grit. Now this is where it's starting to shine. You gotta love how metal looks when you, old metal looks when you get it all clean and shiny. Love this part. Real nice shine after 600 grit. That's just amazing. And here's after 800. Start to see a wee bit more detail to my reflection in the metal there. You can see the light from the window shining in the metal to the right of my reflection on the end of the barrel there. And here's after 1000 grit. That's where the shine starts to get a little more serious. More definition to my reflection there. And 1500. Start looking really nice there. Just like go through these steps here so you guys can see, you know, the difference. Here's 2000 grit. That's where it's starting to look really, really nice and shiny. Not quite there yet though, trust me. And here's 2500, the final grit. Look at that. You can see the details, the reflections, the stuff on that metal. That's pretty. Gotta love that. And that's just the barrel oil. I do the pump tube and the trigger parts and, you know, rear sight and all that. So once I get the other parts polished up and get the pump tube and pump assembly apart to be able to clean the tube up and all and get it polished up, we'll glue them up. I'm going to try to use some of the super glue to use the super glue on the small parts and the rear sight and everything. Try to use that up. Save the good perma glue for the parts you're going to see the most of, mainly the barrel and the pump tubes on both the pump master and the power master. And well, for right now, that's it. So, good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. We'll see you again.